retains his world featherweight title in an absolute cracker here in Liverpool, and the brave, gallant TJ Doheny is in tears on the ropes. He's pulled out by his cornerman. Excellent work by the trainer.
Absolutely.
Just the right time. Fantastic decision from a caring corner as nickball wins and defends his title, but boy was he in a fight.
Spot on work there from the corner, and if you look at our scorecards, the fight was still going to be won and lost going into those last 2 rounds, but the momentum was with the younger, fresher nickball, and you could see him taking over, and Doheny had blown the gasket. There was nothing left at all. Well done that corner, the saving guy. Brilliant corner work as he just nods down at me in appreciation for what we're saying down here. Doheny leant over those ropes. He's broken, but he can go away a very proud man.
Emotions just pouring out of TJ Doheny. He's in tears. Nickball, tears of joy. Liverpool fans are delighted. What a great fight we had.
Absolutely, I had nickball 1 point ahead after that round, but I am so in agreement with both of you, I'm sure Adam Catterall is, that TJ Doheny at 38 gave more than he needed to give for those last 4 rounds. He was absolutely out on his feet, but where he was getting it from, every time we'll never know. 6 minutes of pain that he will not regret having for the rest of his life.
He went out on his shield, mate, and that's what fighters do, that's what gladiators do. And he proved why he was once a world champion and why he's been in with the best and taking the best at different distance. What a gladiator that young man is, and he went out on his shield.
We also saw why nickball is so dangerous as a featherweight fighter, how he doesn't get discombobulated by 4 rounds behind. He kept his patience, he kept his shape against a very skillful southpaw in the first 12 minutes tonight.
Adam, how much did you love that fight?
Oh, fantastic. Listen, TJ Doheny came here and he was putting on a bit of a clinic early doors. I thought he was absolutely fantastic, and there was a lot of spite in his work. Nick didn't really get going until round 3, round 4, and then he started to ease himself into this fight, and I thought that he was actually running away with it a little bit. He was nasty, he was spiteful. Yes, he's had a point deducted from it, but you know something? I hate brave corners. That was fantastic. You know, there was no way that he was turning that fight. No way in the next 6 minutes. Very good corner work, experienced corner work.
Man, we see brave corners way too much in this business, and you see that, and I just respected that. He lived to fight another day if that's what he chooses to do, or he retires and goes out on his shield. Great corner work, that.
Spencer, I respect and have done for 30, 40 years every fighter that goes into that ring, but safety and health must come first. That corner, take a bow. TJ Doheny, take a bow. That is boxing at its best. Nickball retains his title, and everybody should go home proud of what they just witnessed.
Slowly but surely, Nick figured out where to put his feet, how to get on the outside, how to get his shots off, and then he kind of got away with it in those middle rounds.
We've got to remember, Adam, that Nick had a breakthrough year in 2024, but he's still a young world champion. He's still learning. TJ Doheny, very experienced, a southpaw, couldn't quite work out that timing, the distance, the range early. But you're right, he stayed patient and he got the job done. A little bit of infringements, the kick, got to learn from that, the wrestling to the floor, the point off, but he wanted it so much again in front of his home crowd.
Frustrations, emotions, that's all that was there, and inexperience. But I tell you one thing, Catman, what I saw there is adaptability, and when you've got a fighter that can adapt like that, when it's going against them, you know that they're on for good things. This kid is only improving all the time. Yeah, he's got to go back to the drawing board, and I'm sure Paul Stevenson, his trainer's going to have a word with him and say, look, what are you doing, mate? You're kicking him, you're throwing him on the floor, you're in danger. We've seen fighters get thrown out for less than that. Be careful, that could cost you a lifetime of money. Think about what you're doing, mate. Don't throw your career away. And I think he'll go back and he'll learn from that, and it'll make him a better fighter again.
You want that aggression. Of course you want that aggression, and you want him to care about the scenario, but you need to be able to manage it in the highest pressure points.
Control your emotions, man, because once your emotions take over the game plan, you're in big trouble. I was going to say another word then, but you're in big trouble.
Listen, he's just addressing the crowd at the moment, and one thing that is absolutely for certain, A lot of people bought a ticket to come and see this lad fight tonight, and they're going to go away, I think, satisfied once again, because we saw a few questions early doors, and then we got to see what everybody wants to see from Nick Ball. Filthy, aggressive, on the chest, let's have it, let's have a fight.
He's a Scouser, and he's proud of it, and he
fights
it.
like one.
He does, and that's why the people love him, because they can relate. He's down to earth, he works incredibly hard, and TJ Doheny just leaning over on the ropes, dejected, but he shouldn't be. Take a bow. That was a fantastic performance from TJ Doheny, fantastic from the corner. But it's Nick Ball's night, he's world champion, and he goes on. But maybe the fight with Inoue, maybe we should be looking at the other world featherweight champions.
I agree.
I don't think we're ready for Inoue.
No, absolutely. Listen, Inoue's got his own business to take care of in the weight division below, hasn't he? He's got a couple of fights that we would think are going to materialise for him this year. But I genuinely do think that in 2026, it is a conversation. Who is going to welcome Inoue to this division? And Nick Ball is in prime position. I think we could get some unifications now booked between now and the end of the year. Stephen Fulton will be a fantastic fight, I think, from a profile point of view, and a couple of the other champions there as well. Nick Ball's a fit lad. You know, there's not a mark on him, even though Doheny's put it on him. I'd like him to have a little bit of a rest. But there's at least another 2 fights in him this year, Adam, isn't there, you know? And by 2026, we could be in a solid situation. Listen, before I come to you, rightfully pointed out, Mr. Smith, Gareth A Davies is waiting to speak to Nick Ball. Let's get an interview with him.
Where did you practice that knee to the thigh, first of all, at the end of the first? What happened?
That was me Thai boxing days, that, when I was a kid.
Frustration?
Frustration, yeah. He done a dirty move on me, so I done one back. That's what we were taught, so yeah.
Show tonight how you come from behind in a fight in an amazing way.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, Dino, yes.
Lots of celebration here for Nick Ball right now. Nick, what does it feel like, Nick, to fight in front of a home crowd?
As you can see, you don't have to look round. Look, special, yes, brother. Tony, nice one, yes, lad.
Congratulations, mate. We'll see you soon.
You had a few words with TJ Doheny as you went past there, Spence. What were you saying to him?
He was broken, mate, but you know what I said to him? I said, listen, mate, you've got the heart of a lion. You showed what it's all about, a gladiatorial sport. You left it all in the ring. Your corner done the best thing to save you for another day. I said, but you entertain the fans here, 10,000 strong, and you've gone out with more credit than you come in with. Well done.
Paul Stevenson's been a busy man tonight. He's had a few charges in that ring, and Gareth A Davies is with him.
Just tonight, you still wait for the last one to come now, aren't you, Paul Stevenson?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a busy one, Gareth. Been a great night. Big thanks to Frank.
I had to ask Nick Ball journalistically, what was the knee to the thigh doing at the end of the first round? And he said total frustration. Maybe he was lucky the referee didn't do more in that moment, but he was maybe badly penalised later on for throwing his opponent down.
Yeah, it swings and roundabouts. That fella, he got him in a headlock and he wouldn't let him go, so he's lost his temper. But it's just part of development. People are going to do that, and he's just got to make sure he doesn't get disqualified, you know.
You're a very humble guy. Humility you put to all your fighters. Peter McGrail, I can list loads of them anyway. You're a brilliant coach. Congratulations on that performance that we saw from him tonight, where we had him coming behind after the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, you had him behind after the first 4, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we worked a lot on developing Nick's game, on his body punching, his jab, especially his defence, and it just come together really well. I personally didn't have him behind, but you see it.
You're never going to have him behind, are you?
Maybe not. But I thought he was, and even if he wasn't winning the rounds, but he's still winning the fight, you know, he's making the guy work, and yeah, so anyway, great job from Nick. Very exciting performance, I thought he was great.
Paul, he finished brilliantly, he's so relentless. We were talking earlier that he could really, never mind the Inoue fight that we all love to see him in, we've all been preaching about that for about a year, but he's probably got in him to beat everyone and become undisputed. Fulton, can't remember all their names right now, but Fulton, Leo, and I can't remember the name of the other guy right now, but he could beat all of them, couldn't he?
I think so. He's already beat 2 real outstanding champions. You know, he didn't get the decision against Vargas, but...
Oh, he should have.
And great forward, I think history will show to be a really outstanding champion. Unlucky to meet Nick in his first defence, but yeah, I think he beat them all.
Does it make you pinch yourself that he walked in when he was 18 years old and you both said to each other, we're going to make something special here. As your fighter gets in the ring, I think, I'm going to have to let you, it's not your guy, but he'll be here in a minute. When you look back on that now, what a relationship, what a synergy.
Special, Gareth, you know, to do it from day one, to build our way through from the small halls, now onto these big shows, champion of the world, and, you know, it's just hard to put into words.
Should he have been made Fighter of the Year last year?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. He's beat the two best featherweight champions in a world, back-to-back world champion. Had 4 fights in that year, one against Dogbo, former world champion, and then the last one against Ronnie Rios. 4 outstanding wins in a year. Definitely should have been Fighter of the Year.
I do hope you get your recognition very soon as well. I think it's creeping up on us. Paul Stevenson, congratulations tonight, and congratulations on developing all these great fighters.
Thanks, Gareth. It's nice of you to say so. We don't look for recognition for ourselves, just for the boxers, but it's still nice to be recognised for what you do. You know.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
ERT, Everton Red Triangle's flying, isn't it, at the moment?
It really is, yeah, it really is. And Paul's doing a great job there, mate, and he's bringing and developing some great fighters. Success breeds success. You know, they're looking at the likes of nickball and seeing what he's achieved and how far he's going, and, you know, how people are talking about him. And the other kids want that. When you're in a gym, in them sort of surroundings, you want to be that guy. You look up to them guys, and that's what kicks you on, inspires you.
But in kind of synonymous with all the stories this evening, there's been a bit of frustration in all the Everton Red Triangle fights, hasn't there? You know what I mean? There was some tough questions in there for Kane early doors as he was chasing Charlie Edwards around the ring, and then obviously Ian Veluta came up and upset Bradley Strand.
Yeah, listen, it happens, doesn't it?
Well, it was a tight fight.
No, because he got a trip in that fight, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was unlucky,
Yeah,
Brad
the
Strand.
knockdown was not a knockdown, yeah, you're right.
But I still thought Veluta won the fight. I mean, taking that out of the equation, I think it was very close. Yeah, it was one of those.
But what I mean is that there's trials and tribulations along this way, along this journey. It can't always be plain sailing when you're in proper fights.
Absolutely, and I think that shows what we're getting here, don't we? All the guys are on home soil, but they're in 50-50 fights. That's what the crowd need today. Listen, Ads, you know, and Gareth, you all know, and you, Adam Smith, that we go back 10 years, and you can pick who's winning the fight straight away. You go, right, red corner, blue corner, red corner. We don't get that anymore. You know, the crowd demand the fights, the 50-50 fights, and proof is in the pudding tonight.
There was frustration for a lot of boxers. I mean, Nick Ball admitted it. I asked him there about the knee from his Muay Thai days, as he said, making light of it. I mean, being in his fans there was incredible just now with Romario, who was filming me. I'm literally pulled away by 10 people. He's incredibly popular here. But you know what? He came through a difficult, difficult period against a very awkward southpaw, and he bested him in the end. He will still have grown from that.
Fabulous ring education for Nick Ball in many, many ways. And as for the fans and the popularity, this is a fight city. You know, we've seen so many through the years. John Conte, we've had the likes of the Smith brothers, Tony Bellew, of course, Big David Price for a while. Yeah, it's just been fantastic when you've come up here, and this arena is brilliant when it's packed.
Absolutely, and you know a fighter that's just come to mind here, and they loved him like they love Nick Ball, and he reminds me a little bit like him, Paul Hodgkinson. Paul Hodgkinson.
He's sitting over there. He's sitting over there on the ring apron.
He was a dominant featherweight, pound-for-pound star back in the day, and he was, and they absolutely loved him. From Kirby as well, by the way.
His mate ate half my pie tonight. I was waiting for Hodgkinson to come along, but he was out getting the drinks for everyone. What a lot of fun we had with him.
He was a great fighter. And also Shane Airey.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I'm saying the similarities between Paul Hodgkinson, who was WBA featherweight champion, and current WBA featherweight champion, is little Nick Ball, both from Kirby, and they both the crowd loved them both because they fight with their hearts on the sleeves.
Absolutely.
You can tell you've had a good night when Adam Smith needs maybe a little honey and lemon on the voice, because it was loud commentating for you boys tonight, wasn't it? The atmosphere, this is a key thing as well. Selling tickets in the city. It's difficult to fill this arena, as most promoters have found in previous years, but when you get a little pocket rocket like that can do this, you're going to keep bringing him back here, aren't you?
Excitement, entertainment, you just want more of it, and the fans absolutely love it. Yes, football is a huge part of the city, but boxing will always be massive. And I think what Paul Stevenson's just done is he's reignited a lot of the youngsters. He's got a fantastic old-fashioned way about him.
Humble.
He's humble.
He's so humble, and it's brilliant to be with the guy. He actually loved that little bit of respect from us tonight. He doesn't get that. It's brilliant to give it to people that thoroughly deserve it.
And what about these prospects coming through? Jack Turner.
Wow.
That's, do you know
Special
something?
one, we saw a
Yeah,
special one
listen, we've
tonight.
seen a world title fight, and we've seen a world champion, and we've seen some good guys coming through that are probably up to European level. He's the guy I'll be talking about tomorrow.
Mate, we've seen upsets, we've seen developments, and we've seen future superstars, and Jack Turner is that kid. Remember the name.
Remember the name. What a way to finish the show. Listen, thank you very much for joining us on Fight Night Live here at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. Nick Ball got the job done, but he was asked some serious questions from TJ Doheny. Liverpool is absolutely alive with talent, and we'll catch you next time as we bring you more action on Fight Night.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.